I offer my humble salutation at the divine lotus feet of beloved Bhagavan, and I will recite a prayer which has been taught by Swami himself. Namaste Purushadhaksha, Namaste Bhaktavatsala, Namaste Sainadhaya, Namaste Satyasayine, Namaste Premarupaya, Namaste Paramatmane, Namaste Shirdinadhaya, Namaste Satyasayine. Savinay, Saprem, Sakutumba Sahit, Koti Koti Sashtang Dhanvat Pranam, at the divine lotus feet of my most beloved, most loving and living God. I am emphasizing and underlining the word living God. I remember I was standing near the Ganesh gate once after the Mahasamadhi of our beloved Lord. Sorry. One of the faculty members came to me and he asked me that, Popat sir, there are a lot of rumors that Swami is going to reappear. When do you think he is going to appear? I said, my brother, tell me, when did he disappear? Tell me one thing, when did he disappear that he has to reappear? That is why I have decided that in my prayer I must emphatically mention he is a living God. He has not gone anywhere. He cannot go anywhere. How can he go leaving us alone, forsaken? He loves us so much, which is beyond our comprehension. It is really beyond our comprehension. And there is no point in trying to understand his love. First feel it, Swami told me once in the interview room. Puppet, first feel it, then know it, then experience it, then realize it. Brothers and sisters, I'm first of all, I'm grateful to Bhagavan for having given me this platform to have interaction with you. I remember once Swami asked me in the afternoon, there was no function. He came in a little early. During those days, Swami was coming between sometimes 3:45 or before 4 o'clock. As he walked inside the Sai Kulwant Hall, I had eye contact with him. When he came into the veranda, I was sitting near the portico and he asked me, Papat, baat karo. Give a talk. Sorry. So I got up and when he gave me the divine command, and Swami always used to give me a title of the talk. And most of the time, when I say most of the time, 90% of the time, he used to give me the title in Sanskrit, knowing fully well that he has taught me the language right from my childhood. So there was no question of any ambiguity or any misunderstanding. And Swami's own mother tongue, although it was Telugu in this avatar, but Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, they always spoke in Sanskrit only. The divine language is the divine mother tongue. So Swami asked me to speak, and I was, I think, going on and on for nearly 1 hour and 20 minutes. And then finally Swami said to Nitin Acharya, who was sitting next to him, who was serving Swami, he said, ask Papat to stop. Nitin Acharya came and said something, but I did not pay any attention. I was in my own rhythm, you see, extolling the virtues of my beloved mother. And I was going on, and then Swami said that you pull his safari bushat. So when he bent down and pulled my, then I felt that somebody is telling me something, and then I looked at him and he said, Papat sir, Swami is saying that you can stop now. The talk was over, and then Swami asked me when I bowed down to him, a very unique, he himself is a very unique character, you see, if you want to call it that way. I had no hesitation in talking to him because I loved him so much that there was no formality as such. I was never scared of him in the first place, you see, because he told me in the very first interview in 1990 that where there is pure love, there is no fear. So I never feared him. Many people told me that, Popat, how do you don't speak to Swami like you should be speaking to your Guru Maharaj or Almighty God. I said, that is your relationship with him. My relationship is slightly different. So he said, Popat, I want to ask you today one thing. I said, Baba, go on. So he said, who heard you today? I said, I beg your pardon. This is how I used to speak to Swami. I said, I beg your pardon. He said, Popat, I'm asking you a simple question. Who heard you today? I said, Baba, the PA system was working, I think. I hope everybody in Sai Kurmant Hall and people all around me. Right up to Yajur Mandir, everybody standing and listening to me. The house was full. I said, Baba, everybody must have heard. He said, Popat, you are the one who heard you. Because your mouth is near to your own ear. So today, I'm asking my own self, who is going to be benefited by this interaction? It is Popat. Because I'm going to dwell upon the incidents which I have experienced directly. As they call it in English, it's directly from the horse's mouth. There is no need for further evidence or any necessity to verify. It is beyond verification. His love for us is beyond even understanding. So, I was thinking about it that what shall I share with you, because I think I'll be telling a lie if I said that I have got hundreds of experiences. I think I have got thousands and thousands of experiences. Every day is full of experience. Every breath is an experience. Every question of healing and recovering is an experience. Every question of taking a breath inside and releasing it is an experience. We do it. But the moment we start doing it consciously, it gets ingrained in our heart and mind and soul. So what I have decided is that I will share with you some of the incidents where I am directly involved. And then I will also share with you certain incidents, as Brother Siddharth very rightly said, that Swami made me capable of bringing thousands of people from United Kingdom and also by the nearby countries, you see, at the lotus feet. There was a purpose. We will discuss about that a little later. And then he, of course, commissioned me to do the Gram Seva, which happened for the first time in the history of Prashanti, when Swami allowed an outsider to be a part of Gram Seva, because he was very particular about only students doing this Gram Seva and not anybody else. So he gave me that very unique honor and gave me the permission to bring Gram Seva, and I was involved right from the first Gram Seva till the last Gram Seva. As a matter of fact, the last Gram Seva was planned by Swami in 2011, and he told me, "Bache log ko leke aana." In my last interview, he mentioned to me. The interview took place in 15th of January in 2011, and Swami, after a few months, as you all know, by his divine will, he decided to leave this place physically, not consciously, physically, not leaving us and guiding us. He's always living with us. Pukare prem se koi wo nange paon aata hai. If you call him and it comes from the heart, and it's a heart cry, he comes running for you. So I will tell you my first experience of Swami's doing a miracle. You see, I had a ear problem. Not because today I'm wearing this, I'm wearing it only for you people. But that time I had a serious problem. Some kind of liquid was oozing out from my ear. And sometimes even my shirt collar used to get wet. And my home minister, my beautiful wife, she knew about it. So she one day told me that, why didn't you go and consult an ENT specialist? In any case, you are going to Baba. Better get it treated, and then go. So I said, okay, since your command is, your wish is my command. So I went to my nearest ENT specialist, a Jewish gentleman, very elderly people. He had a lot of experience, and he examined me and he told me that there's a hole in your ear. So I said, I suppose there is a hole in everybody's ear, isn't it? That's how the sound is going inside. He said, no, there is an extra hole in your ear. And through that, some liquid is coming, which we, of course, have to take the sample and identify it and find out what exactly is that. But since your appointment is at the last moment and I have next appointment after another half an hour, it will not be possible. So why don't you do one thing, that you come day after tomorrow in the morning, whichever time suits you, and I will put it in my diary, and then we will touch the sample and find it out that what exactly is the problem, and then I'll be able to identify what treatment can be given. Very systematic and methodical. So I said, day after tomorrow, I'm leaving for India. He said, you are a busy man. I said, you're telling me? I'm busy doing nothing. That's what my master tells me. So he said, you're going to India for how long? I said, I'll be there as long as he wants me. He said, that's not the answer that you are giving me. That's not the answer I'm expecting from you. But I got to fill in my diary and make sure that I'm a very busy man, unlike you. So I said, sir, I should be back within 2 weeks' time, but I cannot give you the definite time. But when I come back, I'll call you and I'll tell you. He said, fine. Now, when I was in Prasanthi Nilayam, this, maybe because of the weather or because of the heat, whatever it may be the reason, the oozing out of the liquid was becoming more frequent and more intense. And it was, I wouldn't call it pouring, but it was like driplets, you see. So, and then it started paining also. So I used to carry cotton buds in my pocket, you see, and whenever I used to sit in the veranda or when I'm in front of Swami, I used to make sure that I put my left ear is closed. And I'm more attentive, listening everything from one ear. So one day, early in the morning, I was going towards Sai Kurmanthal, and it actually started like we have shower in Bombay, you see. It was falling and my shirt was dirty, and then I thought that I cannot go back. So what I decided was that I will somehow or other cover it up, you see, and sit not at my usual place, but slightly behind, you see, so that Swami doesn't see it, because I do not want to give chance to Swami to find out that I'm not well. That is my love for him, because he will become very conscious about it. Then first he will fire me and then he will cure me. So I went there, sat down, and Swami, lo and behold, called me for an interview. I was alone with him. And we were talking about everything and anything, under the sun, and when we are together alone, it starts with my home minister and then my second in command, my daughter. Our family is very big and yet very small. We are only 4 of us, I beg your pardon. I stand corrected. Baba is our family head. So the entire interview was going on. You see, I was with Swami for about 45 minutes. He gave me some briefing, some instructions about the next group and all that. Because Swami's mind was always focused on me bringing. He wanted me to be busy. As soon as one charter flight is over, he's asking me next time when I go, when are you coming next with the group? Papa, bring jumbo. So I started taking jumbo aircrafts. I chartered a jumbo aircraft from Singapore Airlines and Emirates and Air India. I went out of my way. I was crazy. Even now I am. When it comes to Swami, I am. And I would rather be a person who will die like that. So no questions were asked about any personal thing, and we were discussing, and the interview was over and it was time for bhajan, and Swami asked me, and I looked at his watch, because I always wear his watch on me for years. He gave me the first watch in 1990. And I was sitting behind. I had gone with a group myself. That time also I had a group. And I was sitting little behind, you see, because my idea was that people, those who come for the first time, they should get the chance to have some proximity with Swami. I was sitting behind, and then Swami materialized the watch for me, a diamond watch and gold watch. And he got up from his chair and he came to me, rather calling me. And I got up, and then he put it on my left wrist, and he said, "How beautiful." I said, "Yeah, Baba. Yeah, like the watch is like you, because you're also so beautiful." And then coming from London, I said, "Baba, thank you." That's our habit. If somebody opens the door when you go inside Marks and Spencer, you always say thank you. So I said, "Baba, thank you." And Baba immediately said, "Mention not." He said, "Popat, don't thank me. In spirituality, there is no thank you. In spirituality, your eyes become wet and you start shedding tears when you feel overwhelmed with your master." That was first lesson I learned. So, coming back to this, our ENT specialist. I'm coming from the humanity specialist to the ENT specialist. What a change. I came back to London, and I promised this gentleman, I rang him up one fine afternoon, and I told him, I said, "Sir, I'm back." He said, "Good. When can you come?" I said, "Day after tomorrow, 4 o'clock. He said, "Fine, that suits me." 4 o'clock, quarter to 4, I left my place and I went there in time, and I was standing there, being an army officer, you see, from the Indian Army. I'm very proud of my army career, because I joined when I was very young, and I fell in love with. If Baba would have come at that time, probably I would not have joined the army, but that's how it is. I was destined to fight with Pakistanis and kill them also, and won the war also. And then, of course, I saw the action in 1971. Then, of course, I met the Home Minister, and then I gave up fighting, because I knew that I have to have a domestic fight. No, I'm telling you a lie. My wife never fights with me. She's so beautiful in every way. So this doctor, he has got the apparatus. I'm sure you all are aware of it. He puts something inside your ear. It doesn't hurt you, but he can magnify every damn thing and see it. And he was spending more than necessary time. He was revolving it and going from one direction to another one and trying to find out exactly what hell is the problem. And he said that, "Mr. Popat, you didn't tell me on the phone that you got operated in Bombay or wherever you went in India." I said, "I didn't go to any ENT specialist. I went to humanity specialist." He said, "What is that?" I said, "Leave it. You won't understand." He said, "But your ear, that hole is not visible. It has been sealed." I said, "How?" He said, "Normally, you see, we take the skin, which is very delicate, behind your ear. We rip it off, and then we do implantation. And such kind of holes are actually in the surgery. We use your part of it, so it becomes part of your body. And it is from you. So the healing becomes very easier. It is not artificial. It is artificial. So I see that you have already been operated. There is no sign of that. You don't need any treatment. You already gone through it, so you should have told me. And today I'm not going to charge you any money either. You were charging me that time, Siddharth, 45 pounds for his appointment, which was a lot of money. So I said, "Sir, give me a chance to speak." I said, "Sir, first of all, I went to a place which is a small village. I didn't go to any metro city. I landed in Bangalore airport, and from there I went to this village. I never consulted any doctor. Forget about being operated. And I have not gone anywhere to any ENT specialist. You are the first person, and I'm telling you the truth." So he said, "Who has done it then?" I said, "That's $1 million question. I will ask him next time when I meet him." I thought that he's a busy man, and there's no point in telling him about Baba and his divine ways of doing the things. He's a silent operator. Yeah. You breathe. Do you hear it? Swami asked me one day. Your eye winks and protects you. Does it make any noise? No. The eyelid never makes any noise. You try and find it out, how it winks. You will not be able to see anything then. That is Baba. That is my own experience. Since then, nothing is coming out. Everything is going in. That was my first experience of Baba miracle power on medical science. He didn't touch me. He didn't ask me. That subject was never raised. Maunam sarvartha sadhanam. Silence is golden. Speech is silver. That's Baba. Swami asked me to bring a group. That time, we used to have meeting in Middle Science Center, you see, and then we were preparing ourselves because I used to take Baba's word very seriously. That is my problem. That's what my Swami also told me. Baba also told me once that if I tell you something, Papa, you take it so seriously that your mind, energy, or everything is focused on that, and you don't give damn to anybody. You even neglect your everybody. You put everything. He was telling students that Papa puts everything on voicemail, and he runs away, and he comes to me running. I remember I had reached Bombay. I went straight to Swami and then spent a week or so. I came back to London and I reached London, I think, on Saturday afternoon by Air India flight from Bombay. And Monday morning, I had a phone call. Dr. Gadia called me up. It was 7 o'clock London time. And he said, Ajit, how is everything? I said, fine. I said, you reached safely? I said, yeah, you reached safely. He said, this morning I was sitting in the veranda and Swami asked Papa, when is he coming back? I said, I beg your pardon? He said, yeah. Swami asked me today, this morning there. And then he told me also to call you. Dr. Gadia was told that you ring up London and find out when is Papa coming. So I said, my brother, I just came back here Saturday afternoon. Yesterday was holiday. Today is Monday morning. He said, listen, I don't want explanation. I'm postman. I'm conveying your message from Swami to you. My home minister was in the bedroom. She knew that I was talking to somebody. I had a small office in my Sai Kutir. So I told him, I said, doctor, do me one favor. He said, tell me. I said, this afternoon, if we get a chance, otherwise tomorrow morning, you tell Swami that I'll be there day after tomorrow. I put the phone down. My home minister came in and he said, I heard you talking to somebody. I said, yeah. So she said, what happened? I said, Swami just asked me, Dr. Gadia, to call me up and find out whether I reached safely or not. He said, yeah, you are here, no? Good. Swami is very kind to you. I said, yeah, he's very kind. I said, by the way, day after tomorrow, I have to catch morning flight. He said, what happened? I said, nothing. He said, then why do you want to go again? I said, he remembered me. That's enough for me. I reached. I took the flight, British Airways flight. Seat was not available. For the first time, I paid first class fare. Because normally, all the airline people, they knew me by my name and my appearance. So they always used to upgrade me in any case to business class. But that time, even business class was full. Short notice. I reached Prashanti Nilayam in early morning at, I think, about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I got ready. And I went and sat down at my usual place, and Swami came and he said, he saw me and he was so excited, His excitement was like a man who is a poor man and he has got a bloody lottery, you see. He said, Papat aa gaya, Papat aa gaya, Papat aa gaya. As if he's seeing me for the first time in his life. So I said, Baba, why did you come here? Mind you, he had received a message from Dr. Gadia in any case. He knew it. He made it possible in any case. So he asked me, what brings you here today? You London nahi gaya? Look at his sense of humor. London nahi gaya? I said, Baba, I went there and I saw the London Bridge is not falling down. They sing, London Bridge is falling down, London Bridge is falling down. A bloody thing never falls. So I went there to see, check up, and came back. He's still there. That's how I speak to Swami. So he said, go inside. And he started talking about the group and this, that, and all. And finally, I took the liberty of asking, I said, Baba, kya ho gaya? Huh? I had hardly reached London and I was trying to settle down and I was going through all my paperwork. I left everything and I just came. What happened? Anything special which I would like to, which you think I should know? He said, Papa, tum gaya nahi, mera dil nahi lagta tha. I was missing you. Tum ek kaam karo. You do one thing. Give a talk this afternoon. I said, you called me for that? I could have recorded and sent you that. He said, I listened to you. One day he told me, Papa, I was listening to you yesterday. I said, Babu, yesterday there was no puppet show. He said, no, I was listening on you on radio side. You people have heard about young couple getting a courtship and then meeting in Pizza Hut and also in some nice restaurant and they have a Friday night, you see, together. It's normal, isn't it, for a boy is 20-year-old and girl is 18-year-old and they are in so much of love. They are so anxious to meet. This is, I call it divine romance. I had a divine romance with him. I loved him so much and he loved me more than I can even calculate. No Casio calculator has been designed by Japanese people which can calculate. That is Baba. That is this love. So, coming back to the main point, let's go back. So he's giving me the instructions about the group and everything. So one day, we decided that Sunday afternoon, Sunday morning we are going to have a meeting and then we have lunch and then in the second part 2 will be in the afternoon and then till the evening everybody has to be there. Everybody came. And I was going around and I meeting people. I met one Sri Lankan lady, you see, and I saw her for the first time. I said, Amma, you are coming with me for the first time? She said, yeah. I said, what are you doing in London? Yes, I was trying to familiarize in because my weakness is that when anybody comes in my group, I know everybody's name. I know their children's name because that's how I've been trained in the army. When I was commanding 1,000 people, my colonel expected me that I should know every Jawan's name. And I also know whether he's come from Punjab or he has come from Haryana or he has come from UP. Because unless I know them and they have confidence in me, how are they going to fight for me and to die for me? Huh? And if they don't die for me, I will get killed. Anyway, so I asked her, I said, Amma, what are you doing in London? She said, I'm working for NHS. I said, what? What are you, a doctor? He said, no, I'm a nurse. In maternity ward. I said, very good. Very happy. You're coming for the first time? She said, yeah. I said, okay. Let it not be last time because I'm very strict. You got to follow the discipline. She said, yes, I heard about your reputation. I said, very good. Good for you. She came. At that time, brothers and sisters, we had 10 doctors and 1 nurse. We were like a small mobile hospital. So we had taken 1 room. Swami had already given us the accommodation. N6 for sisters, N7 for boys. He used to make all the arrangements. Because he was more excited than me in reaching the group. He was very happy. He was over the moon to see all the young boys and girls ready to sing and all that. So many meetings used to take place. It was very planned, master plan by the master himself. So on the ground floor, 1 room was converted into a kind of a dispensary where anybody can go there, if he has got a headache and some. We had about 10 doctors, so we had 5 specialties covered. One fine morning, I was going, towards the Sai Kurmantal, and one of the doctors stopped me. And he said, Sister so-and-so, you know her? I said, yeah, of course I know her. She's got a leg problem. So I said, what's the problem? It looks like some bite. I said, what is the bite? Snake bite? He said, no. Some worms, you see, something had happened, you see. And she was bleeding, but we have put the plaster and all that. I said, good. I was in my own mood, I want to go and talk to Baba and then finalize the afternoon program and all that, When I go with the group, I'm terribly busy, and in real sense. So not busy doing, looking busy, no. So I forgot about the incident. After 2 days, in the morning, we used to have Suprabhatam. Siddharth knows about it. I used to make sure that there is for every floor, there is a manager whose job is to go and wake up everybody. I want everybody to be there, 100% attendance. And then we used to do Suprabhatam, and then I used to recite some mantras, and then I used to give a talk in the morning. I'm so crazy about it. And I used to read the thought for the day. So all this thing was going on, and I was so busy that I had forgotten about this system. One of the doctors came, actually 2 doctors came, and one guy said, he was looking after her. She said, I think we have to take her to the hospital. She's not getting better. I said, what do you mean by not getting better? He said, no, it's not healing. Her leg is swollen. If it continues like that, she will have an elephant leg. I said, that's wrong. Take her to the hospital, go. So she was taken there, and the doctors, I don't know what they did, but they gave her some medicine and they admitted her. I got the report next day because the doctors were very scared of me, you see. So one of them took the liberty in coming and telling me that Amma has been admitted. I said, did you go and see her? I said, you're 10 of you? Okay, divide the routine and go and at least see her twice a day. And make sure that she's looked after by the group. Doctors will do their job, that's their bloody problem. It's not my problem. So, to cut the long story short, I got 3 messages after that admission, different dates. They were calling me. Popat doesn't have time, So I was avoiding it. Finally, I got the message from the director that you must come and meet the surgeon who is looking after her. So I went and met the doctor, and I said, Mahendra Bhai, unfortunately, he passed away very recently. He took me to the surgeon and he said, Dr. Satyanarayan, he has also passed away, unfortunately. I pray for them. Wonderful people, very dedicated. He said, Papat sir, Amma has to be transferred to big hospital in Bangalore. I said, why? He said, I'm sorry, but her leg has to be amputated. I said, what are you talking? He said, yeah, we have tried. It is spreading. It is very serious now. So you better arrange to get her discharged today only and take her. We'll arrange for the ambulance and we will admit her. So I said, I cannot do that. I have no right. I have to speak to Swami. He said, how will you speak to Swami? I said, you leave it to me. He said, when will you speak to Swami? I said, you leave it to me. I said, don't take any action about discharge formalities until I give you green signal. Okay? Understood? He said, yeah. Okay. I said, go. I came back. I sat in the afternoon. Swami came. And Swami said, Popat, kaisa hai? How is the group? Everything is okay? I said, Papa, program mein bache log gana gayega. Swami came and sat down, and then see the portico was watching the program, and then Aarti took over. Baba went home. I couldn't speak to him. Next morning, I decided that I must speak because the doctor was jumping like a frog, So, sorry, pardon my language, you see, because I speak like this, I'm in army only. But that's my habit. So I said, I got to give him the reply. So I sat opposite the interview room, and Swami, as soon as he came in the veranda, he saw me. He said, Papat, kya khabar? Kya samachar? What's the news? I said, Baba, I want to talk to you. He said, Bolo? Idhar bolo. I said, Baba, Amma is admitted in the hospital, and Amma has got a serious leg problem. I don't know what's wrong with them. They are trying to investigate, but they said that it needs to be amputated. He just raised his hand and he threw it in the air and said, you do one thing. 1:30, you go and get her discharge and bring her for the interview. And call the group. Okay? I'll come there at 3 o'clock. And you people decide. Go and sit down there, bring that Amma, and then decide what bhajans you are going to sing. Do some rehearsal if you want to do. I'll come at 3 o'clock and I will talk to the people. I'll give them interview, and then after that I will allow you to sing bhajan. Happy? I'm very happy. Okay, go. Bhag jao. I didn't go to the hospital. I sent a word to Dr. Alreja. He was a registrar of the hospital. Yeah, he was the big boss. He used to play with my mother-in-law. Mother-in-law, nahi, mother-in-law. Swami told me. Swami said, son-in-law, mother-in-law, daughter-in-law. You always bring law in your relationship, and ultimately you end up in High Court and then Supreme Court. Why do you say law? Mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, son-in-law. Start with love. Why are you bringing law in your relationship? Stupid people. I said, Baba, that's an English language. He said, that is stupid language. You don't have brain. Anyway, 5 minutes to 3, Swami came. He said, I'm early. That's Baba. Mother is more excited when she has made a favorite dish for you. Kabhi aayega, kabhi thala khayega. So, he came and said, I'm 5 minutes early. I said, very good. I said, Baba, you're a time master. No? That's how I used to talk to him. I said, Baba, you're a time master. He said, of course, I'm continuing. So, everything is here. And that sister was sitting on the ladies' side on a wheelchair. And Swami said, bring her. So those of you who have been to Prashanti Nilayam and be inside the bhajan hall, you must have seen at the end of the hall, there is the Arjuna and the Mahabharata scene, Krishna sitting there as charioteer and Arjuna is there. The Rathi is there. So she was sitting in that corner. And Swami said, Kidhar hai Amma? I said, Baba, wo piche baitha hai. Chal, aaja. He took me there. So I went with Swami and then Baba told her, Amma, show me. Kidhar hai? Where is the problem? And she won't understand Hindi. So I had to tell her, Swami wants to see what's your problem. And she saw it. Her leg was like an elephant, And Swami said, ठीक है. He just materialized Vibhuti in front of me. And he said, Baba, ask her to lift up. So she could not lift her leg. The Swami bent down. And Swami rubbed the entire Vibhuti on her leg. And then told me, Puppet, there's no need to go to hospital. Don't go to the hospital. Don't arrange any ambulance. Che, they are talking all nonsense. Tomorrow morning, when are you going back to London? I said, Baba, after 3 days. Amma ko bolo, rest karo, darshan mein aao, bhajan gao, and take her back to London. Is that clear? I said, of course. It's very clear, Baba. बोलते हैं डॉक्टर बहुत तंग करता है मेरे को. लेकिन डॉक्टर को क्या, why are you abusing them? तंग करता है वो अपना काम करता है, उसको करने दो. मैं मेरा काम करता हूँ ना. तू तेरा काम कर लिया ना, तुम लेके आया ना, मैं उसको भेज देगा. जाओ. This is Baba. This is how he used to act with life. This is his love. To cut the song very strong, we went as per the plan. I upgraded her in the first class. She had a wonderful journey. Next day morning, she went on duty. And then she became a regular coming to Monday Puja. She again came with me. After 2 years, she came with me in the group. That time we had hired a jumbo. And I took the liberty to tell Swami, I said, Baba, Amma hai na? तो कौन सा अम्मा, तो कितना अम्मा को लेके आता है इधर सा. मैंने बोला बाबा वो जो अपने ठीक किया था उसको. हाँ उसको, उसका हाथी जी का था, अपना गाया साई गीत का जैसा पैर हो गया था वही ना. हाँ, he had a great sense of humor. ऐसे वही वो आया है तो अभी ठीक है ना. बाबा कब से ठीक है. ऐसा ही होता है. Swami said, इधर ऐसा ही होता है. अच्छा है, बहुत खुश. आज क्या प्रोग्राम है? I'll give you a different example. We had chartered a plane from Singapore Airlines. And that day, during that trip, I was strict, no doubt, for every group. But that time I had told them that everybody is allowed only 4 kilo. Our baggage allowance was 20 kilo plus hand baggage. But including hand baggage, we were allowed only 4 kilo. Rest 16 kilo was for Swami. And nobody will bring any suitcase. Everybody, there is no check-in baggage. Check. 4 kilo, you can always hold it. If you don't hold it, then go for a walk or go to gym, put on some weight. But nobody will bring any. Coming with me was a big task for everybody. But they loved me, so they accepted it. We came to Heathrow Airport. Special counter was arranged by Singapore Airlines, and then manager came, and he was a Chinese guy, and he started saying, instead of asking me, "Did you have chow mein?" I said, "Are you ready or not?" He said, "Yeah, we are ready. We are ready. We are ready." He was from Singapore. So I said, "Look, my friend." He said, "Bring baggage." I said, "We have no baggage." He said, "What do you mean you have no baggage?" I said, "We have no baggage. I'm telling you, everybody's got a handbag." But he said, "So many trolleys are there." I said, "They are not ours. They are meant for Swami's hospital. Some of them are meant for Swami's education system. There is a university there. They are for the students." We were carrying about 20 trolleys full of packages. He said, "All this thing has to be waived." He said, "I say, it's up to you." So he told one of the 2-3 counters that give them boarding pass. So I say, "You don't have to give us boarding pass. You give me all the boarding pass, we will distribute it ourselves. Don't worry about this." I said, "We have chartered the whole flight. There are no other passengers. I will give it to them. Don't worry. Anybody who has not paid for it, they are going business class. Anybody who was elderly, they will go in first class. Rest everybody will go in Janta class." Chalo, okay. I appointed 2-3 youth, and I told them, "Give them the boarding pass. That's it. Seat number A1. As soon as you enter into the aircraft, that is for Swami." And our sisters used to decorate it and with flowers and Swami's gown and everything. Anyway, so 3 counters were open, and they said, bring those trolleys. Boxes were very heavy. I had not even weighed. I didn't know what was the weight. I didn't know what was the allowance. I only knew that everybody is 16 kilo, it will be good enough. And he was writing down on a piece of paper. And finally, when she totaled up, and all the 3 counters, they totaled up, then they found that we were overweight. We were carrying so many things. So she said that you will have to pay. I said, "How much you have to pay?" She said that it's about 11,000 pounds because it's a check-in baggage. We are going to load it unless you leave it, and then we will send it by the next flight. Then you don't have to pay anything. So I closed my eyes. I'm telling you the gospel truth, brothers and sisters. Listen very carefully. It can happen in India, but this happened in Heathrow Airport, so-called advanced city, advanced country. Her Majesty's government ruling. I just closed my eyes and I said, "Baba, Amma kya bolta hai? Aisa dena padega. Huh? Kya karu?" This was the only dialogue I had in my own self. I was listening only. At that very moment that my dialogue was over, the entire Heathrow Airport, Terminal 3 was blackout. The computers were deaf. Weighing scales switched off. There was no light. Complete blackout. Now, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, nothing is happening. Everybody stands still. Complete chaos. Children started, the infants, they started crying. Mothers were worried. All chaos. The manager came running to me. He said, checking in is going to start. We can't delay your flight. Yeah, we must take off. Because outside light is there. It's only the checking in counters and departure lounge is blackout. Arrival line is okay. I said, I'm not concerned. We are not arriving. We are going. He said, take them. Just go away. Leave the trolley here. We will load it. You just go away. Take your group. Go through the immigration. Go through the departure gate. Boarding will start. The whole flight is yours. Go. It's not that we didn't have money. We had money. I just said to Swami, it was not a prayer. I didn't ask him to do all this drama. He's a very good actor. Amitabh Bachchan is zero. Amitabh Bachchan is a zero in front of him, in any case. So, I had only mentioned to him that Baba, बहन क्या बोलती है पैसा देना पड़ेगा दे देगा क्या? That was enough. You call it prayer, you call it a dialogue, you call it a petition. It was only pure divine romance. I just said it. And he came running. And he played hell with departure lounge. I later on inquired. The light came back only when he had taken off. They couldn't find it. What was the problem? The problem was at worldly level and at spiritual level that Swami wanted to look after his children and wanted to make sure they go safely. That's it. No noise was made. No dialogue was exchanged. He asked me when we reach. Normally he used to call me the day we reach. So we used to reach sometimes in the afternoon, and then I used to go for the evening. And Auntie Shabari used to make all of the arrangements. He asked me, Papa, how was the flight? I said, flight was good. I said, Baba, you enjoyed the flight? He said, yeah, I was there. He just, like I was doing my hair, he was combing his hair with his hand. He said, yeah, I was there. Acha tha na? Food was good, na? I said, yeah, food was good. Accommodation is good. I said, Baba, you arranged it, na? I didn't say good. I said, you arranged it. Yes, I arranged it. I told accommodation people. M6 is for sisters. You all are happy? I said, Baba, we are in front of God. This is heaven. He said, this is heaven? This is best. Best heaven. Have one and you are in heaven. He never lost a single second to teach me something new. Have one and you are in heaven. One day he asked me, surrender. I am sir, you are under. Surrender. Understand? You are under and I stand. Understand. Stand under the master and you will understand. Brothers and sisters. What a profound teaching he was saying in so simple way and so natural way and so instantaneous. Stand under the master and you understand. Half of the time we are suffering because we don't stand under the master. We feel shy. We feel shy. We have got a complex. We don't want to do it. Huh? We don't want to do it. It was 1990. I had taken my first group. There were about 36 people. Swami called us for the interview, you see, and we all were very comfortable inside. And then Swami was asking a few questions. Where are you from? Which part of UK you are? Blah, blah. Young people were there, you see. Then he was asking, what are you studying? Which college you are going? How far is it from Leicester? How far is it from Birmingham? He was asking all these things. And then I was sitting under the switchboard. There is a switchboard inside the interview room where Swami normally used to come there. So that was my selfish motive, because he will come to switch on the fan, and then he will, when interview is over, he will come there to switch off the light and the fan. So I get get closer. Please ask questions. But there was a silence, so I raised my hand. I said, Baba, I want to ask you something. I said, Baba, the scripture says, Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasya Dilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimal Achalam Sarvada Sakshi Bhutam Sai Natham Trigunarahitam Sadgurutam Namami Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurutam Namami. He said, translate. Acha bola, translate. I said, Baba, the scripture says that you are beyond Sattva, Raja and Tama. You are beyond all the dualities. You have no pain, you have no pleasure. You have no victory, you have no defeat. There is no punya, there is no papa. There is no time, there is no causation, there is no concept of creation and destruction. You are beyond all the dvanda, all the duality. If you are beyond all the duality and you have no concept of pain and pleasure, and when I am suffering, then how do you understand it? How do you experience it? If I am not telling you, how will you understand it? And then how will you find the remedy and how will you cure me? Because you have no concept. This is the first interview, mind you. I told him, you have no concept. He smiled at me. He liked it. Until the last moment. And he loves it when I'm talking to you right now. Because I'm sitting here in front of Baba only. I'm sitting in my mandir. I said, Baba, you have no concept about my pain. So he was listening and he was smiling. He had a very mischievous smile. He can't hide his joy. I can tell you that much. He was so transparent. He is so transparent. I beg your pardon. I should not use past tense. So, he said, Papa, that time he used to call me Rowdy. He used to call me Rowdy from 83 onwards. I used to go alone that time. But this was 1990 was the first group. The last one was 2011. How many years? Huh? Siddharth, calculate. So, he said, you want me to experience that? I said, yes, Swami. And what a fantastic thing he said. He said, if you want me to expect, and if you want me to experience your pain in your feelings, then you must become like me. Water will mix with water. Oil cannot mix with water. The day you will rise above worldly matters and become pure, then your purity will become my reflection. And that reflection will tell me everything about you. Then I will understand your pain. I will accept your pleasure. I will be your buddy. You and I are one. Become like me. Don't imitate me. Become like me. Don't become my duplicate. You become part of me. You are original. Brothers and sisters, I thought I will share this with you. Sai Baba, so loving, so caring. It is something which needs to be experienced. Some people tell me always, you see, even Siddharth also feels it, but it is so good, and so decent. He doesn't tell me openly on my face. They think that I'm bloody crazy, you see. I am. I'm crazy about him. I'm really crazy about him. Because I love him so much. He was so crazy about me. Imagine, I've left him only on Friday. And Monday morning he's asking me, Popat, kabhi aayega? Huh? We don't go often that much to Birmingham and Leicester from London. I traveled all day. One day I had time, I was going through my diary and I calculated that between 2000 and 2010, I went to India 89 times. I got my diaries. If you want to see it, I can make a photocopy and send it to you. Brothers and sisters, try and understand. Some people are mad about money. Some people are mad about girls. Some people are mad about name and fame. Some people are mad about their family. Some people are mad about achieving targets. I am mad about God. And in this madness, I really enjoy. I don't lose anything. At the end of the day, the bottom line is I'm gained. I've gained. I have conquered cancer. I've got heart problem. I'm okay. I go for a walk every day. I got so many procedures. I've gone through chemotherapies. I did my first chemotherapy in Siddharth knows. I took 116 people, and I knew Swami had already left us physically. That's what they say. I'm still telling you, he's living with me. I insist on that. I remind myself every day that I'm not an orphan. I'm a slave. In slavery, you don't lose job. In slavery, there is no retrenchment. In slavery, there is no increment because you never get paid. Slavery is a lifetime profession. He's my master, I'm his slave. He's my everything. Well, having said that, what more else needs to be said? I'll share one more. I don't think you are in a hurry because today is Janmashtami. I'm sure you understand Janmashtami. It's the birthday of Swami when he was a child. He's still a child, by the way. He said once, with children I'm like a child. When with woman, I'm woman. When I'm with man, I'm man. When I'm alone, I'm God. Read this. Satya Sai speaks all day. I know you people are very busy, don't have bloody time to read. Anyway, I'll tell you one more experience. Swami had taken two gentlemen. Both were, I think, 6 feet tall and very hefty and very wonderful. Crisp, in India, they put kanji, to make it starch, they call it. And correct, kurta pajama. I was sitting at my usual place. These two guys, very elegant and very stately people. You could see from their face the brilliance and the power of money. And they were taken inside, and Swami was about to close the door, and he looked at me. Luckily, I was awake. I used to keep my eyes closed, not that I was feeling shy, but I used to try and digest and remember my past and every moment that I spent with him. I go into my, history sheet. I enjoy those moments. I really enjoy even now. I accepted this invitation only to remind my own self. I'm telling you honestly, and I'm very grateful to all of you that you are in for it. Yesterday also, I was talking to people in UK, and just before I joined you, I was talking to people in California. Yeah, I'm as popular as Donald Trump. So these two gentlemen, they went inside and they took their seats, and Swami was about to close the door, and he looked at me and he said, "Popat, come." And then when I was about to enter, he asked me, "Did I wake you up?" I said, "No, I was awake." He said, "I saw your eyes closed." I said, "Yeah, I was thinking about you." He said, "Come on, sit down." So 3 of us were sitting. And Swami has got a very good habit, He always believed in introducing the people, and he used to take pride in doing that. He is my student, He's a good boy. Chala, Bangaru. So he introduced me, these two brothers, and he said, "Popat, have you heard the name of Modi Industry?" Before I came to London and hang around there for 37 years, I knew about Modi Nagar because that was a household name, They were extremely powerful, extremely rich, and extremely influential people. And the entire town was owned by them. And there were not thousands, millions of people working for his industries. He had textile mill, and he had oil mill, and you name the bloody thing, and he was there. The whole township belonged to him. Multi-billionaires. So he introduced me and he said, "You heard about Modi Nagar?" I said, "Yeah, Baba. I heard it when I was a young student in the school." He said, He said, "You're sitting in front of them." I said, "Baba, I'm sitting in front of God. That is more important." He said, Yes, come on. They are also very, very brilliant people. They do a lot of seva and all that." And Baba started introducing them. And then it was my turn to be introduced. So Baba said, "He's my puppet. He's very mischievous. But he speaks Hey, what's your Sarat name? I said, Baba, parrot. The Popat. The parrot, if you train, then they speak everything, no? Kem cho, saru che, aujo, whatever, goodbye, good night. The parrots speak. I've seen talking parrots. So he said, he is that. He's been trained by me. Swami said very modestly. Actually, he should have said that he has hammered me and then made me what I am. Anyway, after the introduction, everything was over. Swami gave some beautiful advice to them. He said, treat your employee as your children, blah, blah, blah. Look after them. Go and visit their houses and find out how they are living, what needs to be done to improve their lot and all that. He gave all beautiful advice, that as an entrepreneur, one should do. Because after all, without their efforts, you can't be a multi-billionaire. When the interview was about to be over, Swami became serious. That introduction, that smile, that laughter, everything subsided suddenly. And he came into his real being, the master, the universal teacher, Jagat Guru. And he said, Modi, what I'm saying is very serious. Your battery is going down. Now, these people had come in Mercedes car, obviously. I mean, you don't expect them to come in Fiat car. And they're billionaires. So, this junior Modi, younger brother, he was, I think, younger to him by only by 3 years. He said that, Swami, we have already changed the battery, you see. We have put a new battery. The car is new, but it was giving some problem, you see. So, we have changed the battery recently only. I mean, they can afford to buy new Mercedes every day. So, Baba said, I'm not talking about your bloody car. I'm talking about you. Your battery is going down. Your spiritual battery is very low. Your mind is focused only on pound sterling and pence and dollars and rupees. You are not thinking about Atma and Paramatma. You don't know who is your master. You think that you are the master. You think that Modi Nagar belongs to you. You have forgotten the fact that Modi Nagar, I gave it to you as a gift. Your battery is going down. And time is running out. You know that. Then he looked at me. Papa, are you listening? I said, of course I'm listening. He said, listen very carefully. Time is running out. It applies to you also, Papa. How old are you? I said, Baba, I'm 21. He's 21? He said, yeah. He said, you don't look like that. I said, Baba, I've been sitting with you for the last 21 years. He said, that is your real life. That is good. You're a good boy. Modi, coming back to you, your battery is very down. You should recharge your battery. Come very often. When did you come last here? So they started sketching their hair. They don't remember. Papa said, you came last, what, 20 months ago. I know it. I brought you here. This time also I brought you here. Come here often as long as I am alive. Remember what Swami said. As long as I am here, use me. Use me, he said. I am repeating Swami's word. Use me while I am here. Take complete. And then he became economist and he said, take optimum advantage out of me. Not maximum, optimum. Take optimum advantage of me. I'm available. I'm here. I don't go anywhere. I'm everywhere. Why should I go anywhere? Look at another Mahavakya, another golden statement. When I'm everywhere, why I should go anywhere? So he said, use me. Brothers and sisters, my last statement, if you want to call it statement, or I'm nobody to advise you. Because wise, they don't add, they become advisor. My only request to all of you is, hold on to the lotus feet and convince yourself that he is a living God. He has not died. He is not something which decays. He becomes sick and then he dies. No. Plant does that. Tree does that. Lion does that. Tiger does that. Man does it. Divine doesn't do that. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa is alive. Everywhere he is there. My master is there. Satya Sai, Shirdi Sai, Shirdi Sai. You go to Shirdi and just stand there and listen to the Aarti and you will see Swami sitting there. Feel it, know it, experience it and realize it. That's your job. Your job is not to go around in Regent Street and Trafalgar Square. They will not get lost. They will be there. London Bridge is not falling down. It is there. It will remain there for the next 200 years. Wake up. Use him. He is there with you. Use him. Keep him busy to teach you, to make you a finer being, to make you really wise, to become more sensitive, more helpful, more rich, so that you can do more service. Ask from him and it shall be given. Don't make him wait. Keep him busy. Swami once told me when I was leaving for London, that time I was not with the group. So he said, I was about to open the door. He told me, go and sit. I was about to open the door and he said, Popat, come here. He said, I want to tell you something. Remember it and share it with others. When you respect time, time will respect you. When you respect time, time will respect you. Take the saying of Swami as a gift for all of you. I hope you enjoy it. Well, I enjoyed it. To answer Swami's question, who heard it? Me. Don't I look so refreshed and so alert and so handsome? Huh? You say something like that. I love it. That's how I survive. That's my energy. That's my power. That's my brilliance. That's his love. Jai Sai Ram. Sarvavastu samarpayami to Sarveshwara. Sachidananda Swarupa. Sarvantariyami Swarupa. Satya Dharma Shanti Prema Swarupa Avtara. Satyam Shivam Sundaram Avtara. Sarva Shakti Swarupa Avtara. Shiva Shakti Swarupa Avtara. Sadguru, Devguru, Jagadguru, Sri Sainath Maharaja. Iti Shri. Iti Shri. Suparvitra Sai Din. रविवार सकुटिन सविनय सप्रेम कोटि कोटि साष्टांग दंडवत नमस्कारम प्रेम पूर्वक हृदय पूर्वक भक्ति पूर्वक भाव पूर्वक श्रद्धा एवं विश्वास पूर्वक आस्था एवं निष्ठा पूर्वक आस्था एवं निष्ठा इधर योर लेफ्ट हैंड एंड राइट हैंड पुनः पुनः समर्पया जय साई